Welcome to the world of thrilling and mysterious stories. If you're a fan of stories that keep you on the edge of your seat, taking you on unexpected journeys to realms we know little about, then you're in the right place. Today, I'm going to share a true story that happened to me personally, a night that changed everything I thought I knew about the world around me. In life, we go through moments that seem ordinary at first, but then something shifts, leaving you unable to comprehend it, surrounded by mystery. These moments are rare, but they leave a lasting mark on your memory. The night I'm about to tell you about wasn't just another night in my life. The darkness of that night was different. Its silence was strange, and I felt eyes following me, eyes that didn't belong to this world. This story happened years ago, but it still haunts me to this day. What I'm about to share may seem unbelievable to some, but I assure you that every word is true. Join me on this mysterious journey, and together, let's uncover what happened on that unforgettable night. I used to work the night shift at a warehouse located in a rural area, and my home was far from the main roads, nestled in the hills. I finished my shift that night as usual and began my routine drive home at around 3 a.m. The road was quiet, as it always was, until I reached that part of the road where the pavement turns into dirt. But this time, as soon as my car hit the dirt path, I felt something strange. There was a vague feeling that I was being watched. At first, I didn't pay much attention to it, as rural areas are filled with wildlife that often watches from afar as you pass. But this time, the feeling was stronger, more intense, as if something unseen was staring at me from the shadows. When I reached my usual parking spot, I felt an internal urge to be cautious. It was an unfamiliar sensation, but strong enough to take seriously. I reached for the small knife I keep in the glove box, pulled it out, and slowly opened the car door. I stood outside with my heart racing, my eyes instinctively turning toward a dark patch of woods on the other side of the road. It was an overwhelming feeling, telling me to look in that direction. It felt as if something or someone was hiding in those dense shadows. I raised my knife slowly and said in a calm but firm voice, "I know you're there." The words had barely left my lips when suddenly, everything went eerily silent. Normally, I could hear the sound of the waterfall near my house, about 500 to 600 feet away. But at that moment, there was no sound at all. The silence was strange and unsettling, as if the whole world had stopped moving. I stood there alone, feeling like time itself had frozen. This eerie silence lasted for several seconds, but it felt like an eternity. Then, out of nowhere, the sounds returned to normal, and I heard something running away from me in the woods. I didn't know what it was, but I continued walking slowly toward the house, keeping the knife at my side, feeling that running would be a bad idea. As I approached the house, I noticed something else strange. My two dogs, who always greeted me at the door, were nowhere to be seen. There was no barking or movement. Instead, I found them both in the living room, standing by the window, staring in the same direction I had felt those watching eyes in the woods. I looked at them and said nothing. The feeling of danger was still present, but it was invisible. I didn't tell my fiancée anything about what had happened when I came inside, as she was asleep, and she doesn't believe in the paranormal as I do. You see, I come from the Mapuche tribe, a South American indigenous people, and I grew up hearing countless stories of spirits and strange creatures like the Wendigo and skinwalkers. But that night, the feeling was different. It was something real, beyond the stories and legends I had heard. It wasn't just my imagination. I couldn't identify what it was, but I know that what I saw and felt wasn't an ordinary wild animal like the deer I usually see around my house. Since that night, I haven't felt that presence again. but I will always remember those terrifying moments, feeling that something far greater than nature itself was watching me in that darkness. If you enjoyed the story or found it intriguing, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more thrilling stories and exciting content. Make sure to turn on notifications so you never miss out on what's coming next.